Let me also bring on board Arpit Beriwal. Arpit, quite disappointing, right? I mean, almost a 200-point move up and then it's completely given up its gains. What's the Nifty trade?
So looking at the overall market setup, index has got stuck in a range. So we have been seeing from last almost couple of weeks that index is trading in a range between 24,400 to 25,000. But looking at the overall setup wise, definitely stock specific action is likely to continue. And our stance is that till Nifty holds above 24,550 levels on the spot basis, our stance would be positive for an upside move towards 24,850, 25,000. But at the same time, we have to keep one thing in mind that index is relatively very dull because very sector specific action is seen. But overall, our bias will be positive till it holds about 24,600 levels for an upside move towards 25,000.
Arpit, is there anything that you would short in the market at these levels?
Look at the overall sector specifics. So our stance is that defense and railways are relatively weak. And we have been from the last couple of weeks, we have been overall bearish bets on the defense and the railway. So I think look at the setup wise, particularly railway sector is overall weak. If we look at the chart structure of IRFC, IRCON, RVNL, Railtel, all stocks are overall weak. Along with that, within the defense, BTL, HAL, BL also looks weak. So I think positionally from here on, definitely these two sectors can be there on the bearish side. And from here on, we can see expect good 5 to 7% correction in selected counters within the sector.
Okay, and Arpit, help us understand this kind of move that we're seeing on the market. Largely a lot of these GST announcements were priced in, but we did start on a positive note. How much of this subduedness is due to the BSE sensex expiry being today? How has that played out for the market?
So definitely there are a couple of factors that are going on currently. So first is the Sensex new expiry that was shifted on Thursday. Along with that, there was a positive sentiment across the GST sentiment related sectors. So that news has already priced in by the gap up opening. But having said that, though we have seen a dull movement from the morning tick overall, but the good part is that it is still holding above 24,600, 650 levels. So I think from here on, rather than looking at the index perspective, it will be a more sector specific approach and a stock specific approach. So you have to focus on the sectors that are relatively looking good, and we can go on a long and short bets. Overall sector wise, new age companies, auto and selective healthcare looks positive side, whereas on the short side, defense and railways relatively looks weak.
Okay, Arpit, leave us with your stock ideas too.
Yeah. So overall, looking at the market breadth, there are a couple of ideas that are still holding well. First would be from the cable space, KEI Industries. So looking at the overall chart split of KEI Industries, range breakout on the weekly scale above 4,050 levels. In spite of market weakness, it is holding its gains. Looking overall setup very strong. So one can go long with stop loss of 4,020 for an upside move towards 4,300 levels. Second would be from a gold finance sector, and that is Muthoot Finance. So overall, the chart structure is very strong. Today also made a new life high. Managed to surpass its previous swing high of 28.5, holding well. A range breakout on the daily and the weekly scale looks good for new life high towards 2,900 levels with keeping stop loss of 27.80.
Okay, Arpit, thanks so much for sharing your take on the markets and your stock specific recommendations.